Good morning, everybody. Let's get this webinar started. It's 10 o'clock. First of all, I would like to test if everything works fine. So, do you hear me? Please let me know via the chat. Veronica says yes. Yes, I do. Yes, Merlin. Gerben. Okay, it looks like everything works. So we are going to start. Well, welcome everybody. I am Danitia van der Hoeven. I am event manager at Openprovider. So what are we going to share with you today? Well, today we are going to look back at 2019. What has happened in the domain markets and the field of certificates, Plesk, Virtuozzo and SpamExperts. But we are also going to look forward at 2020. So what kind of changes do we see in the markets and how does Openprovider deal with it? Well, Openprovider has made great plans for 2020, so we are really happy to share them with you. Well, if you have any questions, please ask them via our chat channel and we will try to answer them all. Let me now introduce you to my two colleagues. Dirk, he is product manager of SSL. And Maria, she is product manager of domains. They will be our speakers for today's webinar. So please, Maria, I would like to give the floor to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria. I'm a product manager for domains and memberships. And I would like to welcome you to the webinar. It's nice to see 95 participants. Wow. This year, Openprovider has celebrated its 15 years anniversary. And yesterday, when we were rehearsing this webinar for you, we have decided to include this nice picture of the team that went to Turkey to celebrate 15 years. I think it's really good to see the people that are behind the company that you are interacting with or even planning to interact with. So there we are. It's 50 people from 8 countries. This year we have proudly welcomed Sri Lanka team to our front end. And I'm going to also share with you some big numbers that we have achieved in 2019. So with the 15 years anniversary, we have also won a fourth time in a row an FD Gazelle Award. It's an award that is given to the biggest growing companies in the Netherlands. So for us, it's a great achievement and it was another thing to celebrate. But what does it, how do we reach these numbers? So first of all, it's the big milestone that we have achieved. It's 1.7 million domains and we are counting more this year. So these are done by more than 5,000 of memberships, 5,000 of customers, and half of them are already our membership owners. The membership owners have saved this year more than 2 million on domain operations and 400,000 euros on SSL operations. So this year we have introduced this also in RCP. So everyone who is using the membership can see how much did they save with membership using domains or SSL. So what did happen in the domain market in 2019? First of all, the domain market growth continued slowing down. It's still positive. So the GTLDs are growing at 4.4%, CCTLDs at 6%. The European market is really slow with the CCTLDs. It's only 2% in a median, but the African CCTLDs are growing at 8.5%. New GTLDs are now comprising 7% of the market, 42% is .com, and all the other CCTLDs are making 41%. We have witnessed the rollout of several new GTLDs, .new, .madrid, .dev, .bond, .inc, and .monster. It's our brand promise to be directly accredited for every new GTLD, and so we did. And they are all available for purchase at Openprovider now. Whois is complemented now by RDAP. So next year, RDAP will probably be the only one. So Whois was going to be discontinued. The industry worldwide is focusing on combating the growing abuse. So the more domains we see, the more abuse there are. And this includes a lot of quality checks on the registrar level and of course on the registry level as well. I see the question, or rather the comment from my colleague, Simon, and he says that he isn't sure if it's in the presentation, but the first new utility to launch in 2020 is .gay. The sunrise of it is on 10th February, and the general availability on the 20th of May. So this has been a little bit unstable. We didn't know if .gay is going to be launched or not. So if Simon says that it's confirmed, then it's an interesting news for everyone here to hear. Openprovider has reached 1.7 million domains, and we have grown 21% year over year. We have become #1 .com registrar in September, and we have reached top 10 .com registrars worldwide. So this is a great achievement for a small company of 50 people, and we are really proud of it. Thank you for congratulations, Matthias. We have added theme search for domains in RCP, so now it's possible to search for a domain if you want to see a TLD that would belong to food and drinks, for example, or to a specific European part. We have improved promotion handling. They have now better visibility on the website. So if you go to openprovider.com and you will see promotions, and you will see that right now we have 43 running promotions available with your membership. We have improved premium domains visibility, not only for purchase, but also they are more visible now in your domain portfolio. And we have also structured the MDF promotions, the process for better results for both register and reseller. We are now tailoring the promotions for specific TLDs or specific resellers that are capable of running those TLDs in bulk. So Openprovider is bringing together the registry and the reseller to move forward in a specific business segment. If you would like, I see a question from Sjors. If you would like to know more about this, please contact sales@openprovider.com, and you will be put through with our dedicated manager who is working specifically on marketing development funds. She has returned from the maternity leave this year, so this is why our team is getting bigger and bigger, and we have more people who could dedicate themselves to a specific task. This is how the split of domains look at Openprovider this year, the 2019 year. So we are the Dutch company originally. This is why we are mostly comprised of .nl, but the second biggest is of course .com. Then others are the European CC-TLDs. There is also gtld.info. And new gTLDs and other CC-TLDs are now 9.8% of our portfolio. So what's going to happen in 2020 with the commercial part of us? I will touch that a little bit later. So a bit of a technical changes as well in 2019. We have focused on new domain registrations engine. It's called internally the Mingo project. The keywords for this project is stability, reliability, and flexibility. And we are putting through more and more registries using this engine instead of our old engines. And we see the results are quite astonishing. So we have really speeded up with the registrations of domains. we have received new direct accreditations, .ae, .lk, .museum, and all the mentioned before new GTLDs. We will focus on, we have focused on on all TLD documentations in the knowledge base. So if you want to access our knowledge base, it's conveniently openprovider.help. So we are using this internally, and I like this very much. By the way, you can register that help with us as well. The articles are now having more complete information and technical standpoint, and they also have a better layout, so they're more pleasant to read. We have launched a data consistency project on financial and operational level to check our domain portfolio and cross-check it with the registry portfolio. We have also faced 2 DDoS attacks this year, and this is why we have implemented DDoS protection on our name server cluster. And also, to be in line with the industry changes, we have implemented RDAP. In the worldwide market, the experts predict the growth of plus minus 5% again. So this is not going to be a huge year, but still we know that the CCTLDs will grow faster than GTLDs. There will be new launches this year, .lp, .zurich, .web, .music, .spa, .contract, and .corp, and the aforementioned .gay. The new round is not expected before 2022. And of course, there are some movements in the big ICANN GTLD questions, such as transfer processes, data quality, sunset of WHOIS, and change it to RDAP. On our part, we strive to grow to get 1% of worldwide domain market, which would mean 3 million domains. This is exciting for us, and we really are looking forward to this year. We are picking new accreditations again, so we will be accredited to the .io, .ie, .cz, .nz, and some of the Latin Americans, CCTLDs. I can see the question about the WHOIS change and the RDAP change. I know that my colleague Simon is in this webinar. So Simon, if you are able to help with the chat answers, I would be really help. That would be really good. Thank you. We will also focus on best bundling based on data and insights. For example, bundle all European TLDs, or bundle those that would be applicable in specific geographics or specific industries. Then we would continue working on MDF, as I already mentioned. We will continue improvements of WHMCS domain plugins and transfer plugins. And of course, we will release recurring billing this year. So we have started development of it. One of our valued resellers have really helped us test this. So this year we are going to be able to release the recurring billing within RCP. In technical perspective, we will continue migration to the new domain registrations engine. So all of our TLDs will be registered through Domingo. This will make it faster. We will fight abuse the same way as we did in 2019. Through machine learning with fraud detection, we are able to detect fake web shops and fake pharmacies so far through the ML team, and through cooperations with the registrars. We'll also focus on the consistency of data, on transfer processes, on simplifying portfolio transfers. And the biggest project of this year for us to develop is the domain management panel for the end users. Something for those of you who know what the Power Panel is, it would be something like a Power Panel like. And now I would like to give floor to my colleague Dirk, who is the manager of SSL.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dirk. I'm product manager SSL, and today I'm going to share some details about the SSL and the SSL market. And besides this, I'm also going to tell you more about licenses of software solutions that we offer. I think looking back to 2019, the SSL business has been a very interesting business. If you check globally, you will see a lot of things going on, and some things are really important to share. So the most important thing to share is that there still is and will be a need to have SSL certificates. Securing the internet, securing the internet connection, the browser, is something that remains to be really important. And you see a lot of companies focusing on this. Google prefers to have an SSL certificate on your website, but you will also see that other appliances need to have a similar SSL certificate. So the demand for SSL certificates is increasing and will remain to be increasing in the upcoming years. But that doesn't count for all SSL certificates. So as you might know, we have 3 different kinds of SSL certificates. You have the ones that are domain validated, the easy ones, they will stay. Then you have the OV, the organization validation, and the EV is the extended validation. And the thing you notice is that the demand of EV certificates, the extended validation, is decreasing around the world. Basically, this is coming thanks to browser companies, simply by removing the security lock and the details on your URL bar. That's basically killing the EV certificate and the need for it. So yeah, it's up to you whether or not you want to sell the EV certificate or just fall back to the OV certificate. Yeah, it's up to you. The demand for OV certificates is still decreasing as well, similar to the EV certificates, but not in the same speed as the EV certificates do. And I think a lot of things are being pushed and speed up by this, thanks to the coming of Let's Encrypt. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are already using Let's Encrypt or planning on using them. But do mind that you can still work with the paid certificates from Comodo/Sectigo and earn some money, because in the end you do need to make some support. You need to offer support to customers, and supporting on paid products still is more valuable than on a free product. That doesn't mean that the EV certificates or OV or in general the SSL certificate is end of life. You can still sell your SSL certificates to secure the internet, but when it's about trustworthiness, there are other solutions like the legal entity identifier, for example. So, Danisha, can you switch to the next slide? Okay, so this is actually the most recent overview of the market share. So on top you will see IdenTrust, which is Let's Encrypt. So it's the CA behind Let's Encrypt. You'll see IdenTrust capturing only almost 50% of the market, even more actually. And besides this, you also have Sectigo. You will see a slight decrease and an increase on DigiCert. And the other ones are GoDaddy, for example, and Namecheap. So you can really see that it's either IdenTrust or Sectigo, well, there's still something going on in the market. Okay, yeah, for us, Openprovider had a really tough year on SSL. First of all, we had a deal with DigiCert, but that didn't work out as planned. So somewhere in August, September, we had to revert everything, and we had to switch back to Sectigo. I think 99% of our customers, or even more, switched to Sectigo as well. And we will keep on working with Sectigo for the upcoming years. And on technically level, we also improved the SSL panel. We applied some bug fixes, improvements, and general functionalities like the domain validation through Openprovider DNS. I think most important thing when it's about technical, it's basically that we used to have all separate products, and we now want to merge the products somewhat together with each other. So that's why you will see the SSL in combination with DNS more often, and other products as well. But this was a really interesting one because we can speed up the domain validation simply by applying the DNS changes in our DNS itself right away. So speeds up the work, it reduces the amount of questions we get, it also reduces the amount of questions you will get. There will be a lot more in this year. Talking about 2020, it's indeed continuing the simplification of the whole process of requesting and validating an SSL certificate. So where we can make improvements, where we can speed up the process of issuing an SSL certificate, we will keep on doing this. And especially when it's about speeding up the process of issuing an SSL certificate, we will make a huge step this year to make sure you will get your SSL certificates faster. One of the things we can also do is implementation of the ACME protocol. So the ACME protocol is something that Let's Encrypt basically uses in order to request the SSL certificates, do the necessary checks, and roll out the SSL certificate. So that's something that we don't offer yet. But it is something that Sectigo does offer us. So the only thing we need to discuss about internally is whether or not we are going to use the Sectigo ACME protocol, or that we are going to integrate it within SSL panel itself. So the question is still open. If you have thoughts on this, just leave a message in the chat and we will come back on you. Besides the SSL panel, we also have a few plugins. The WHMCS SSL plugin is a really basic plugin at this moment, but we are planning to improve it, add new functionality, and make sure you can do a lot more with the WHMCS plugin. And besides plugin, we have also additional services available. So if you want to know more about your domains, the SSL certificates itself, and which domains have an SSL certificate and which domains don't. Of course, you can write something yourself, but you can also ask the machine learning team that we have to help you out on this. So if you want to know more on this, you can always mail to sales@openprovider.com. And besides all the things going on technical level, we will keep on continuing investigating new products because there is simply the need to make the internet more trustworthiness. So we will keep on working on this. Okay. Besides the domains in the SSL, we also have software products that we support, licenses. In short, it's Plesk, Virtuozzo, SpamExperts. And those are the ones that we also either sell or support. So when it's about Plesk, the thing you see is that the company behind Plesk also acquired cPanel now. Not sure what it's going to bring us, but for sure we can expect some other things on cPanel and Plesk on short term. I think they will merge one or more things in the future. We still are one of the biggest partners when it's about license volume. So we have a lot of Plesk customers and users, and we also have Plesk support. And most recently, I think it was back in November, we had the launch of Plesk Obsidian. Plesk Obsidian at this stage isn't yet supported by PowerPanel, for example. So within PowerPanel, we do not support Plesk Obsidian yet, but it's planning to be there in a couple of weeks from now. And of course, if you want to have your licenses for Plesk Obsidian, you can already buy them. Then things you can expect from us is we will keep on continuing working on Plesk. We might even develop Plesk extensions. We are going to bundle it with other products. So it's going to be something that you can buy together with other products. And we will keep on working with other companies to build and integrate them with Plesk or otherwise. Right? So this is still something we will keep on continuing doing. Okay, then Virtuozzo. Virtuozzo, of course, this is something that is, well, not everybody of you is using Virtuozzo. Still, there is a lot of things going on. We have the Virtuozzo version 6, which became end of life in November last year, triggering all customers to upgrade their account to Virtuozzo 7. Then early 2019, we had the Virtuozzo infrastructure platform launched. So there is a lot of things going on. And if you would reach out to Virtuozzo and get their opinion on the future, then it's really bright, like they expect the market to be growing. And we will follow them. So we will keep on continuing offering Virtuozzo products for as long as needed. Okay, SpamExperts is a little bit different. We are offering SpamExperts as a trial now. It's something we started doing last year. The results are good. So we have a lot of customers actually trying SpamExperts and continuing with that. It's just another product. It's another service that you can offer your end users, and well, it helps them a lot by reducing the amount of spam. Again, this is a product that is going to be bundled even more with Plesk, DNS, and WHMCS. And besides this, as Maria already mentioned, we have the RCP interface that we are currently improving because it's a little bit outdated. And we will keep on improving the RCP interface and also the SpamExperts integration. So yeah, if you're interested in the SpamExperts trial, just check your RCP. You can use the trial right away, or you can reach out to sales@openprovider.com if you want to know. Then a little bit more technical, because we have been changing a lot of things in the last couple of months. I think the majority of you already noticed that, well, we had some issues with the DNS. Our DNS servers have been used, are used very often and by a lot of customers, but also we've been confronted with a couple of DDoS attacks. So we have improved a lot on our DNS infrastructure, and at this moment I'm actually continuing working on making the next step on DNS. So DNS is really an important product for us, but it didn't used to be that important. But we now understand how important it is. We're making the next step, and yeah, I think it's really important, especially if you want to combine things like SSL validations through DNS. Basically, when it's about all the things we do, everything is going to become API based, REST API based. And if you want to know more on this, you can check our developer guides and technical documentation. And we're even thinking about planning an event in which we can share more about the APIs itself. So if you're interested in this, then let us know so that we can think about perhaps hosting an event to learn more about the API itself, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, and perhaps make some necessary adjustments if needed. Yeah, as mentioned, we will keep on continuing working on the platform. We used to have a monolith platform, and we're now going towards a microservice-based, container-based platform. I think it gives us a lot of flexibility, either when it's about software development, either when it's about updates, or when it's about stability. We can be more flexible now compared to how we have been working in the last couple of months. I'm going to skip all the things about the proxy, Kubernetes, etc. It's not, well, it's important, but it's not really something for the meeting to discuss. What is interesting is that we actually are working on a more authentication and authorization module in order to help you out with a role-based access thing. It's something we will need anyway. We want to work with users. We want to work with end users. We want to be able to send emails to end users in behalf of your company. So this also requires a whole different setup on authentication and authorization. It's a complex project. We will keep you updated on this. And some of you are even already part of the discussion when it's about white label functionality of RCP. It's a really interesting feature, and a lot of this is coming from the Power Panel that we already have, and that is also in production. And now we're basically handing over the task to Maria again.
Yes, I happen to be a product owner of RCP internally, so this is why I am going to present on the RCP 2019 and RCP 2020. So on 2019, we started working on visual modernization of the current panel. You will soon see how it's going to look like. It's just a refreshment as a first stage, but we are really going to rework the UI and UX this year. Together with the newly hired front-end team in Sri Lanka and Novosibirsk. We have developed new white label plugin panel that could be reused by you as a ready to go to market solution. It's not yet released, but it is already in the process. We also have developed the prototype for rights management. This is something that Dirk has previously mentioned. And this is something that we're going to use heavily this year in order to achieve our goal to give you the possibility to give the end users the rights to manage their domains, DNS, SSL certificates, and in future the licenses. And we are also developing the recurring billing through credit card and SEPA. I will be straightforward about the SEPA. It's now only available for a small amount of payments because this is the limitation of our integration with the payment provider. We are going to look further into this because we know that there is a big demand in our reseller base who want to not to think about their balance in Openprovider. So we are really putting a lot of efforts into solving this in the best possible way. Please stay tuned. Be subscribed to our newsletters because we're going to communicate heavily about this and give you more details and explain you where are we going to move. So in 2020, this year we are going to first release the new look. It's a little bit refurbished look of RCP. So it's a little teaser for you. It's going to be available this quarter already. And then gradually we will be also taken into account all the asks that you have sent to support or to account managers and shared with us in the events, in personal conversations. So this all is going to be incorporated, and we want to make this as smooth as possible. So this is the big project that we're going to work on this year. And on top of that, we will also add we would like to add the customizable dashboard widgets, something that will help you to use your dashboard more efficiently based on the role you have in the company. Then we will also release the login panel, the one that is white labeled and ready for you to use. We will also release the recurring billing. Stay tuned, this is going to happen really soon. Also rights management and role-based access, so that different roles in the company are able to do different things in the panel. And for example, a finance manager is not able to delete all domains by mistake. We also are we are taking in your concerns and your asks about the white labeling the communications with end users. And not only about the emails, but also it concerns the error messages. For example, if the error message suggests to contact support department, it should be your support department, not Openprovider. This way, your end customers wouldn't know that you are buying the domains from someone else. And the general idea of how we are going to solve this is the Lego-like components. So we would like to stack the panels into one each other. And for example, if you are using the if you're using the domains, then we will, and DNS, we will give you the possibility to give your end users the rights to manage their domains and DNS in one place. And if there is an SSL added on top of that, this is also going to be in one place, and everything should be white labeled. This is it about RCP. And some of the internal kitchen news. Our motto as a company is do what you love, we will automate the rest. And since we have our own development department, we strive to automate as many tasks as possible for ourselves. So we automate invoice processing, and last year compared with the manual work time, it's now 60 times faster. It's much more accurate. And of course, it has reduced our costs on processing the invoices. We are taking a proactive stance against abuse in our portfolio based on machine learning. So our machine learning team is able to now identify the fake pharmacies and fake web shops and child abuse websites. And we have automated the abuse handling process for our support department, because previously it was a really huge workload, and now it's only 3% manual. So in 2020, our plan is to make it available to the resellers. We can offer you to scan your domain portfolio for illegal drugstores, phishing sites, and child abuse sites to prevent rather than react. We could offer you automated invoice processing and document automation. So if anything of this rings a bell to you, please give us a shout at sales@openprovider.com, and some of our specialists will contact you. Or if you have an account manager, talk to your account manager about this. And now I would like to give floor to my lovely colleague, Denisha, who will speak to you about events. This is the picture actually from the event we had in November this year. It was lovely.
Thanks, Maria. Yeah, indeed, this is a picture of our top reseller event. Last year, we celebrated our 15 years anniversary. So we organized a top reseller event for our biggest customers. It was a great success. It was a lovely event, indeed. What we did else is every year we join CloudFest. CloudFest is a big event in Germany, where the cloud industry comes together to share knowledge, to form new partnerships. We had a booth and we organized a party there. And next year, or well, this year, we are already in 2020, we will be there again. So we hope to see you there. Last year, we also organized our first Lunch and Learn and our first webinar. While this was a great success, we decided that this year we will repeat this again. So this year we will have 3 Lunch and Learns in the Netherlands. The first one will be next month already. It's about website security. There are some open spots. So if you would like to join us, please sign up for the event. We will also have a Lunch and Learn about security in cloud services and IPv6. We will also have some Lunch and Learns at international events, and we will organize every other month a webinar. And we decided that in these webinars, we will focus on the tools which Openprovider created to make your life easier. So think of our white label email verification tool, about transfer processes and tools, and we will share some tips and tricks of Openprovider, account settings, finance, DNS, our API, those kind of things. Well, in March we will be at CloudFest, so we would love to see you there. We have a free code. So if you want to join us, well, that would be nice. Well, this was our final slide of the presentation. So if you have any questions, please ask them. We have some 5 minutes left, so maybe we can answer some questions. Max is asking a question.
Max is asking, can we say more about WHOIS sunset? How does it affect us and the end users? Danisha, I would suggest you to make Simon a co-host to shine more light on this. If it's not possible, then Max, I will contact you directly, or you can ping me at maria@openprovider.com for more information. And seeing that we have so many questions about WHOIS sunset, I think it's a good idea to talk about this in a coming newsletter as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I am able to allow Simon to talk.
Also, Danisha, can you switch back to the slide with the code of CloudFest?
Yep, there it is.
And about recurring payments. So first, we will roll out the possibility to do the recurring billing from your credit card or from your bank account if you have, if you're in a European country or you have an European bank account available by SEPA. So basically, what you could set up there is to be able to not drop below the certain threshold. If you want to maintain your balance at a specific threshold, like 500 euros, always be there. And there will be automatical payments of an amount that you would set. So you could set 200 euros payments every time your balance drops lower than 500 euros. So this is one of the scenario. Another scenario is you can set up a specific payment that would be done in a specific period of time. So for example, you know already that every 2 weeks you want to deposit 2,000 euros, and this is how you would do this. Like we are finalizing polishing some nuts and bolts, but stay tuned, it's going to be released very soon.
Thank you, Marie. Maria, could you repeat the question, because Simon is now able to speak, so.
Simon, the question was about the sunset of WHOIS and how this is going to affect end users and the resellers.
Yes, thanks for asking the question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good, because this was not tested. Well, RDAP is just another way of representing the registration data of the WHOIS. In fact, if you have the data from the domain, currently it's published in an WHOIS format, which says registrant name is blah blah, registrant address, etc., name service. RDAP just labels the data elements. So it doesn't write down registrant name. It says the registrant name object is, and then the value. And from that perspective, I expect there will be many services online and also in the Openprovider control panel. We will offer services that instead of showing WHOIS information, they read the RDAP data of the domain and reformat it to WHOIS. If you're going to use it yourself, RDAP is much more flexible because RDAP, well, it's a data model instead of a textual model. I don't know if you ever did some parsing of WHOIS data. That's a hell, because every registry has different ways of formatting, and RDAP will get rid of that. And I was already in the background looking for data for a blog post that we published earlier. I will put it in the chat now. Maria, can you make it public? It's a blog post on a different domain, not Openprovider, because we have it in a big PDF newsletter file, and searching, I found this as the first one. It's might be most convenient to read, and it links to the PDF file at the bottom. So that could be some basic information. And yes, if there are so many questions about it, I'm sure Maria will summarize which questions are asked, and we can handle them in the next newsletter that will be sent mid next month. If there's a specific question, feel free to ask now. I don't see the chat, so please let me know if you see something, Masha, and I can answer it.
Thank you very much, Simon. So I see a question from Ben about the possibility to enable SpamExperts on a domain currently registered at another registrar. I have verified with my colleagues, and yes, it is possible. But of course, we would love you to transfer your domain to us. There is a question about the WHMCS plugin readiness for version 7.9.1. I think Dirk is the best to answer that, or if not now, but a little bit later.
Yeah, we are already working on the WNCS plugin, and we expect it to be finalized somewhere in the upcoming weeks.
Okay. It's time. It's 10:45. Well, if there are any questions left, please ask them via email. You can reach us via sales@openprovider.com. And thank you for joining us. I hope this was useful, and well, we would love to see you again at the next webinar.
Thank you very much.
We wish you a pleasant day. Bye-bye.
Bye.